parts where
they cut the penis out.
Yeah. So if you want to see the penis, you have lots of penis, by the way.
Oh, so this is like HBO and Cinemax type shit where it's like they show like
it's no different than
up to a certain point and they just kind of stop.
Well, only if you get the free version. If you get the unedited version,
you get the premium version, you're gonna get.
And it's only like for the whole series, it's like $15 or something. It's not if you want to buy it, or you can rent the whole thing for like $9 or something.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it's a good show. You should check it out if you want to see penis. Okay, so so we talked about that. Oh, did you see the crazy lady, the Becky Rommel chick? Did you watch that video of her, the Christian extremist chick? Did you watch that?
No, what'd she say?
You didn't see this woman?
No, I've heard of the story.
Oh my God.
I tried to watch the video, but it was like they had taken it down or something like that, or on the particular site I went to.
You to.
I've heard of it, and I heard it was just like some crazy old ass woman going off about some shit that no one really cares about.
Well,
but
I wanted you to hear just a little clip of it because she's fucking nuts, and it's pretty fucking funny. So I'm just gonna play just like a minute of it. Here we go.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Oops, hold on. Volume would be good.
A really sad day
Can you hear
for me
it?
today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very sad day for a lot of Christ followers because today our government
Why is she having a breakdown?
decided that everything that God created his church to be, as man, as woman, Adam and Eve, 5 justices decided that God was wrong.
She is so dramatic. I
now-
cannot.
And then I'm gonna skip it a little bit. Wait.
All these people saying they're Christians and are
Oh my
on their
God.
Facebook going, yay! I'm so proud of those justices. Are you a Christian? Oh my gosh! Do you read the same Bible I read? Okay, all I want to know is truth. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think about my opinion, because you know what? I could really care less. I don't care if you're my Facebook friend, but Christians are little Christ. Those are people that follow Christ. That means we believe that when babies are born, when they're conceived, it said, Jesus said, I knew you before you were conceived. That means that they are not to be aborted, okay?
Okay. Anyway.
She is going in.
It goes crazier and crazier and crazier. She's fucking nuts, okay? Now, but the thing about this is that these Christian extremists are everywhere, especially here in Texas, and they're all over the place. So I wanted to ask you two if you've ever encountered someone like this in your own family or or just in public, or if you know people like this.
Yeah, I mean,
And what you do about it.
I have people in my family. I mean, I have an aunt. Here's the thing. I always tell that she's an undercover homophobic bitch because she's just always talking about. It's like I was just like, she's the type of woman like she just hates everyone. Like I was just like, you are like an undercover racist and an undercover homophobe because I'm just like. She always talks about how she doesn't like gay people and like 2 women moved in next door to her and she was like, oh my God, there's 2 gay women that moved in next door.
Is she afraid she's going to catch it? I mean, what is she afraid of?
She's like, well, they're nice. They spoke to me and they seemed really nice, but one looked really much. She was like, one had really strong features like a man. And I'm like, okay, and that's bothering you how? And then she would talk about, you know, she lives in Chicago. So she's like, you know, she lives in this, you know, high rise building with like all different types of people of all different backgrounds. And she's just like, oh, you know, for some reason, all these Indians are moving in and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? You know what I mean? It's just like. What
do you think the reason is people? I mean, I guess my point is this. Most racism, do you think it comes from people being racism and homophobia, I should say. Do you think that those things come primarily from people being religious, or do you think that they're just assholes? I mean, what is it? Where's it coming from?
I think for her, it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Honestly.
And how about you, Christian?
You know, I think there's a lot of insecurity that resorts in that kind of thing, especially when it comes to race. But again, going back to the I don't like that type of culture or whatever it may be, you know, maybe she doesn't like to smell curry sauce in the hallway. I don't know.
Well, I
I
mean,
do.
but do you think these people are mentally ill, or do you think that they're not mentally ill? You think it's
I
just an
think
opinion?
that there's some point where you have to, and I guess I was wired this way, and maybe they're not, but where you just sit back and you ask yourself, how does that affect me? How does their life affect me? What is it of my concern that is going to change their life, their world, their culture at all?
Right.
Exactly.
Zero. So if they, maybe it is. If you can't have that intellectual conversation with yourself, then
That's the problem,
there are
though.
some
Don't you see that is the problem? These people are not intellectuals. They're not intellectual people. And the thing is, there are intellectuals that's scary that are similar in thought. But generally, these people are just not thinkers. They don't think.
Right.
And they just say whatever the fuck they were taught, and they just reiterate it or rejuvenate it. With,
Exactly.
whatever.
And
She reminds me of the God Warrior from.
Somebody actually, every time I've played that, somebody says that. It's somebody actually mixed the two together on YouTube.
Shut up.
I'm not
Yes,
kidding.
I have
You've
to
got to
look
watch
that
it. It's what did she say? She said they're God. What did she say? They're God. It's not Christian. What the fuck did she say? I can't remember.
In the God Warrior?
Yeah, she said it's.
She tells the cameraman, if you do not believe in God, get out of this house right now.
Yeah, but she said she called them something like evildoers or some shit. I can't remember what she called them, but anyway, yeah, this house is full of evildoers. Yeah,
They put her through hell on that show, though.
she was a fucking nut. That's a nut right
Seriously.
there. Anyway, so do you have any more pop culture you want to discuss?
Did you guys see the new Caitlyn Jenner trailers that just came out?
Oh, I want
her
to see
new
that show
reality
so bad.
No.
When is it coming out?
It comes out July, I want to say 27th. I could be wrong. It's a Sunday.
Yeah. What did you think about that whole thing? I thought that was
26th.
When she came out. Okay, first of all, when I saw her on the interview with Diane Sawyer, I was like, damn, I hope she gets some makeup or something.
Right.
I was like, put something on. But I knew she wasn't being a woman. She was being,
Right.
Bruce. But anyway.
Right.
And so then when I saw the cover, I was like, holy fucking God. That was
Right.
amazing. She looks really amazing. I was really happy for her.
To be completely honest, for the last year since this has been like a thing, I thought it was a publicity stunt. I thought they were
I did
stirring the
too.
pot to get more views because
Well,
the
they are
tabloids started.
Kardashians.
I thought the tabloids started the rumor and they decided to run with it.
Mm-hmm.
So when that Diane Sawyer interview came out, at first I was like, I'm not watching that crap. Like, I no more Kardashian crap down my throat. Like, I already don't believe anything they say. But one of my friends was like, no, for real, just watch it. And I watched it, and it completely changed my whole perspective on him, on the Kardashian, that side of the Kardashian, like, Jenner clan. So, and who'd have thought all these years that, we thought Bruce was the normal one.
Yeah.
Well, he is, but he just
He
made
is,
kind of
but
a
you know what I
transition.
mean? Like, amidst all the Kardashian
Right.
craziness
Right.
that
But-
we,
But how could you
saw
not-
in the tabloids, it was like, Bruce was always like that rock that was just kind of like just there.
Well, how could you have not thought that it was real? Because you saw the hair, you saw the boobs. I mean, you saw these
The
things.
nails, yeah.
The nail.
I guess I honestly just didn't pay close enough attention. Do you guys remember when that tabloid came out where they photoshopped like all the makeup on him and like tied the little mascot around his neck?
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, this is so fake.
And see, that was the same thing with me. Like, I think when these pictures were coming out and these stories about him and everything, I think I was watching, but I wasn't really comprehending at the time,
Right.
like what was about to happen. I was just like, oh, I guess, I was like, okay, maybe they're just taking like really bad photos of him and, just posting them just to try to,
Create stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Sensationalize it. Yeah, and I think that that's the other thing though. When it's anything Kardashian related, you have to question it anyway. I mean,
Exactly.
come on, these are the Kardashians.
Exactly.
So I mean, whatever. But by the way, I have to proudly say that I've literally never seen one episode of the Kardashians. Never. I don't know anything about the show. I just know about them through the media and her. What's her face. That's it.
I've seen one episode and it's tragic.
It's definitely it's what you put on when you're you're vacuuming your carpet, you're cleaning the house.
Exactly. And the one episode that I happened to watch, which was very recent, and that was because there was literally nothing on TV. And I have DirecTV, and there wasn't like shit on TV. And so I was like, okay, let me see what this talk, because it was a recent episode, and I watched like 7 minutes of it, and they were like out in, I think, Colorado, somewhere where it snows a lot. I think it's, like, Colorado.
Yeah,
and
I
they
saw
slid
that.
off the road, and then Kim started crying, and she was like, "We almost died." I'm like,
She called
y'all were
Kanye.
going like,
She's like, "I
exactly. I was like,
almost
bitch, y'all were going like 25 miles an hour.
She
Like, you
called
weren't going to
who?
die.
She called. She called who? Who did she call?
Kanye.
She called Kanye.
Oh, Kanye.
I almost died.
Oh, that is so
died.
perfect. That's a perfect impression. Oh my god.
Well, and what's funny is that whole episode leads up to it like it's gonna be some crazy ass like
And
flipping
they-
off the highway.
they had a fucking-
you know.
Exactly.
They have a fucking flat or something.
And they literally
Just slid off the road.
They spun off the road.
Oh my god.
I
That's
mean,
hilarious.
truck is upright. There's no damage to the truck.
Man, they must
Literally.
Like, and she was like, "We almost died." I'm like,
Well, because her whole
Yeah.
thing was like she was, and this is stupid, and I don't want to get into this, but her whole thing is because she's been doing like these fertility treatments, so she was trying to get on the private jet so she could get to her clinic, so she could get to her appointment. So they were speeding.
that is good.
But
God.
back to the Caitlyn Jenner thing. The new commercial looks amazing. We see a clip of Caitlyn going to counsel some young gay people. She talks about her journey. We just see a little clip of it. We see her picking out dresses, and then we see her with Kim. And Caitlyn picks out a dress, and she goes, "Oh, I love this one." And Caitlyn goes, "Oh my god, Mom has that one." That's the end of it. But yeah.
Well,
No,
I actually heard.
there's a still photo. I'm following a particular blogger, and there's like a trailer, but it's like a still photo. But I'm gonna watch it later. It looks interesting.
Yeah.
She's in a closet wearing this
Yeah,
flat
I saw
top
that photo.
dress.
Yeah. It does look good. I just think it's interesting to hear about how she's talking about she's gonna do a lot of charity work and things like that for the gay
Right.
community or whatever. Okay, good.
I'm happy for her.
Okay.
I'm just honestly happy that this issue is on the forefront of people's minds.
So am I.
And that it's something that's becoming so commercialized right now, but not in the bad way. I feel like the network and Caitlyn, they're trying to mold this show to be
More serious and
inspirational thing
Yes.
and not a reality trash thing. And I'm
Yes.
so
Exactly.
happy about that.
And if you think about it, and I was saying this on my show the other day, that the kind of the next part of our GLBT movement is the transgender movement. I think that's the next
Yeah.
part. We need to really focus on them because they've helped us as well. And Laverne Cox, what do you think about Laverne Cox? She kind of annoys me. I like her, but I don't like her.
How does she annoy you?
I like her person. I like her, like what she's done. I like her as a character on Orange is the New Black. I like all that stuff. She's an actress, whatever, model, whatever. Great. But when she talks, she annoys the fuck out of me. She talks like she's just like I can't do impressions like you
Yeah,
can,
no,
but
I
she, you
understand.
know what I mean? She just annoys me.
She talks very well.
She's very she's very enunciated and very just I just don't know she knows.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about now.
But I
I
like her
remember
otherwise.
Laverne. Does anybody remember this? I remember Laverne back from when VH1 tried to be Inspirational Network, and they did a TV show with her called Transform Me. And
I
she went
remember
around- Do you
that.
guys remember that?
No.
And
Yes.
it was Laverne, and it was another transgendered girl, and they were super glamorous. And they went and they did makeovers on women that were not so glamorous
Yeah.
to make them feel like beautiful. And the whole concept was, if we're born biological men, and we now are beautiful, glamorous women. So
remember
so can
that.
you?
and I like
That's how I
that
remember
show.
Laverne.
Mhm.
I don't know. Do you know there's some people like as Wendy Williams used to always say. I don't watch her show anymore because she gets on my nerves now. But she used to always say, a friend of my head or whatever.
Yeah.
Laverne
Yeah.
Cox could not be a friend of my head. There's something about her personality that I'd be like, no, I just don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
why.
it's so crazy that now we're starting to see, especially with Laverne at first. I'd say Laverne was like the first like big star
Right.
that was really, really available for like the
Well, she blew up in mainstream.
mainstream. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Right.
So, I mean, she's definitely playing a huge part. In
No, and I
history.
admire her. I think she's great. I like her in a lot of respects. It's just some
Right.
things about her rub me the wrong way. I don't know.
Yeah.
You just meet some people sometimes. You're like, no, I just don't like you. And
Right.
I know that's totally wrong.
No, yeah, no, I understand.
She just like something. If I knew her in person, she'd get on my nerves. But anyway, okay. So we're gonna wrap up and talk about real quick anything that you guys want to talk about. You want to promote your website or anything like that, Christian, or anything?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I have a fashion blog, fashion gay lifestyle blog called ChristianAlexanderFashion.com. I write all about clothing, like things to wear like 4th of July, good like summer chic looks that are affordable, yada, yada, yada. Those different kinds of things. So check that out if you're interested in fashion or food or things that are going on in the North Texas area. I'm always posting something. Also, always posting on Instagram. So feel free to ask me anything. Hit me up there.
Awesome. And Jason, anything you want to say before we go?
I guess you can follow me on Facebook. I don't
Okay.
have a website or anything.
That's fine.
But
What's your Facebook page?